day 47 of being absolutely confused by what Rockstar's doing with this upcoming game. Last Friday, they gave us this newswire right here about the upcoming GTA 5, PS5, and Xbox Series X editions. And today we got actually some new info basically regarding the preload and on how much the game's actually going to cost. In this newswire at the very end, if we can find it, scrolling all the way down, they state that preload will begin on March 8th. Well, today, for most people, is March 7th. However, the people that live in the future, the Australians, it's March 8th for them. So that's how we're getting all this info. There's a lot. I am still a little confused, but look, we're going to do our best to get through this and to figure out how much the game's going to cost, how big the game's going to be, and how it's all going to work. So let's hop in. The first thing on the official Microsoft website, we have there's two different listings, and this is how it looks like it's going to be on both Xbox and PlayStation. There's the story mode listing, which doesn't actually have a price at the moment. I'm sure this will get fixed tomorrow when it's March 8th for everyone. But there's the story mode listing, and then also there's just the online listing. Again, also doesn't have a code or a price tag or anything on the official website. So there's going to be two listings. Now, what is interesting, and I guess maybe this is how Rockstar and Take-Two, they're going to deal with the backlash. They are giving it a 50% off sort of a coupon for everyone for the first 3 months, up or however long until June 14th. So is that 3 or 4 months? I don't know. But up until June 14th, both of these listings will be 50% off. So that's how they're going to try and deal with the backlash. And I think it's working because it does make these prices a little bit more palatable. Now, what does that 50% get you? Let's take a look at the prices. Now, at the moment, these are the prices we're getting from Australia. And granted, these prices are slightly different, obviously, from European prices, and they're also different from American prices, which we'll get into here in a second. But you can see the 50% discount. This is what it's going to look like. I mean, this is the Xbox, but it's going to look the same on the PlayStation. The online edition of the game, you can see, is only going, well, it's 15 Australian dollars, where the regular price is 30. And then the story mode, the one that includes the story mode, is going to be 30 Australian, regularly 60, which is quite nuts, considering this game's been out for 8 years. Eventually, this game will cost $60 again, at least Australian. Now, for most other people, these are all the prices, well, apart from US, but you can do a pretty easy conversion. So Australian, we saw the regular story mode with online is going to be 60, but for European people, I don't know the difference between those two. I'm sorry, but 34 and 39. I think what this equivalates in US about $40 for the story mode. So that's without the 50% off, but $40 is what you're looking at for the story mode after June of this year, which would sort of mean that right now, when the game comes out, it's going to be $20 with that 50% off. So that's why I say it makes it a little bit more palatable. $20 for everything. That's not terrible. I mean, it sucks you're paying for the game probably a third time, if not even a fourth or fifth time for some people, but that doesn't make it as bad. Also, we did see that the online is basically half of the story mode. So that would basically mean that for if you just wanted the online copy, you didn't want story mode, it's going to be about $10 for these first 3 or 4 months on Xbox or PlayStation. It's free, but on Xbox, it'll be about $10 for just the online. So again, not terrible. I mean, $10 for everything you're getting online. That's a pretty good deal. Even the fact that the game's been out for 8 years. So yeah, that's the prices. It's going to be about $20 US for the first couple of months for the story mode, and then about $10 for just the online. Now, actually, I quickly wanted to just cut right in here because this is being recorded after the fact. So it's very confusing still, like I said at the beginning. I wanted to actually talk about the PlayStation 5 because it seems to be actually a bit different than the Xbox. So everything I've talked about before, that was all on the Xbox. So the Xbox One or the Xbox Series X, whatever, that's going to be, $10 for the online, 20 for the story mode until June, when then it goes up. On PlayStation, obviously it's a bit different because the online, like you see here, it's actually free. So on PlayStation at midnight, March 8th tonight, for whenever that is for you, this is what you're going to see on the PlayStation 5 if you go to the online listing. It's just $0, order and pay. You can download it, blah, blah, blah. But the story mode on the PlayStation 5 actually seems to be getting a much bigger discount than the Xbox. This is a picture from the GTA series people. This is from an Australian PlayStation. I just ignore the fact that it looks like American. This is Australian, this price tag. But this is of the story. This is story plus online, and it is only 15 Australian, which is about 11 US, so probably about 10 US. So for PlayStation 5 people, I think you're actually getting, what is that, a 75% discount compared to the 50% discount Xbox people are getting. Maybe that's why Rockstar were kind of silent on the prices, because they didn't want to start a console war. I don't know if that was one of the reasons, but it does appear that PlayStation gets, if you want the story mode as well, it's a little bit cheaper. If it is only going to be about $10 US, that's a lot cheaper compared to the 30, or I guess the 20, you'd be paying on Xbox. So again, very weird stuff going on, but it is free for the online on PlayStation and only about maybe $10 for the story mode on PlayStation. So hopefully that clears up everything with the prices, but there's actually some other little things that came out today, which was kind of interesting. So this picture is a picture of what the game stated, the extra details. It just said online multiplayer 2 to 30. But the new one, well, it has online multiplayer 2 to 32, which is an interesting thing. Also, it says online co-op 2 to 4. Now, this could just mean, that could just be, I guess, certain missions. It could just be counting that. But maybe, I don't know, it would be a cool thing of Rockstar to add if they did add some sort of co-op mode where you didn't have to go in like public lobbies and stuff. You could just sort of literally play it with your buddies in like a CEO group or something, and then you'd just be fine. That would be awesome. Also, the 2 other players, I mean, obviously that's not a bunch, but hey, I don't know, maybe we're getting 2 extra players in these new consoles. And if you're wondering how big the game is going to be, this guy says that the game is 86 gigs, basically 87 gigs on the PlayStation 5. And I believe on the Xbox Series X, it is roughly 94 gigs. So it's a pretty chunky download, but actually that's smaller than PC. PC, I believe I'm at over 100. So it is slightly better. Also, if you were wondering, they're more than likely doing what they did for Red Dead Online. The actual online, you're downloading the single player too. It's just disabled. So you're not going to be getting, it doesn't look like you're going to be getting a smaller download if you just wanted the online part. It's going to be the same for both, it seems. And they actually did update, well, kind of. They had some new artwork. So this is a new artwork piece. I don't know if this is a new map, but I mean, it looks kind of cool. And for online, this is the artwork for these editions. I don't think, I mean, this car was in, I think it was the DLC with Sasanta and KDJ, whatever that DLC was called. So I don't think that's a new car or anything. It's just basically reused stuff in a different way. It looks kind of cool though. So yeah, hopefully this video explained maybe a little bit better as to what's happening. $20, at least for the start. That's what it's going to cost for story. 10 for online, unless you're on the PlayStation 5. In that case, you get it for free. Still no info on PC if it's coming, if they're going to have an update to put some of those newer features in. But as more info comes out, as we find out stuff, I'll keep you guys updated. So hit that subscribe button if you are new around here. But that is going to do it for this little GTA 5 expanded and, well, I guess it's not expanded and enhanced anymore. It's just a PS5 and Xbox Series X So that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments, do these price tags, these lower 50% off price tags, does that make it a little bit better? I think personally it kind of does, but I'll be curious to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more GTA content, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.